God's paintbrush. Sometimes I think the clouds are made of white balls of cotton yarn, God's way of painting pictures in the sky. And then a big wind comes and blows the pictures away, like a giant eraser. A sunbeam peeked in my window this morning and painted a rainbow on my wall. Has that ever happened? Yeah, that's happened. I've seen it. I think the sunbeam is God's paintbrush dipped in watercolor, sea painting clouds and coloring our world. What color would you paint the world today?
Blue.
Hey, purple. Sometimes I imagine that when it gets very dark at night, the flowers, trees, mountains, and oceans are afraid. I wonder if God made the stars for them to go to bed with and the moon to be their nightlight. When are you afraid? What makes you feel better? Sometimes when the clouds look gray and dark, I think they are angry or sad. And the rain, I think, is like God's tears. Sometimes the oceans make giant waves with white foam on the top. I imagine that pleases God, and God laughs. When the fizz in my favorite ice cream soda tickles my nose, it makes me laugh. Maybe it makes God laugh too.
And that's the thunder?
What makes you cry and laugh? Well, he's saying when the fizz on my favorite ice cream soda tickles my nose. So when that happens, it makes me laugh. Doesn't that make you laugh when something feels funny or tastes? Oh, what about when you're drinking something and then somebody tells a joke and then you spit out your drink? What do you think would make God cry or laugh?
I'm gonna make me wearing a necklace.
We'll read a few more pages. This is really good. Yesterday, our class played kickball. I fell while running to first base and scraped my knee. It hurt. The school nurse put a band-aid over the scrape. In a few days, it was all better. Last month, my best friend had to move away. I was sad. I was hurt inside. My dad said we can visit in the summer. We can write letters or call on the telephone when we miss each other a lot. What Dad said made me feel better. But when I think of my best friend far away, I still hurt a little. I wonder if God hurts and what might help God feel better. Maybe I could be God's friend. What do you think makes God hurt? How can you be God's friend? Pretty picture. Look at that. My class went on a hike the other day. We climbed to the top of a mountain. I shouted, "Hello!" And I heard a voice call back, "Hello!" It sounded like my voice, only far away. My teacher said the sound I heard was an echo. It was fun to hear It was fun to hear our own voices. We kept calling out, and the sound from space kept calling back. I wonder what God's voice sounds like. Is it deep and gruff? Is it soft and gentle? Is it loud or quiet? I think God keeps calling out, and maybe we are the sound that calls back. Maybe people are God's echo. How are you God's echo? What does God call us to do? My mom and I went shopping in the city. There in the middle of a crowded department store was a little boy. He was alone, crying. My mom held his hand in hers and took him to the clerk who worked at the store. The clerk made an announcement over the loudspeaker saying that a little boy was lost. Before long, his mom came and gave him a great big hug. My mom hugged me too. I'm not sure why. One of the things I like about my mom is her hands. When I was just a baby, my mom says her hands rocked the cradle, so I wouldn't cry. I wonder if God's hands rock the world. How can your hands help God's hands? I have a lot of things that belong to me. They're mine. I don't like anyone messing with them. Sometimes I think God belongs to me. When I'm surprised or frightened, I say, "My God." But then I think, wait, no one can own God. God doesn't belong to anyone. We belong to God. Are there times when you feel like you don't belong? This This is good. All right, maybe I'll just read one more and then we'll stop. I wonder if God has a big lap to curl up in, just like my mom's, and strong arms just like my dad's to lift me up and catch me when I fall. I wonder if God has strong hands to hold me tight, just like mom's, and big shoulders just like dad's to carry me when I'm tired. What makes you feel safe and warm and loved? Sometimes I like to play hide and seek with my friends. We count to 10, then start looking. But today my friends got tired of looking and went away before they found me. I felt very lonely. On Monday, I broke my mom's vase. I was scared. I hid behind a large sofa in our living room. Mom came home. I was glad when she found me. I felt lonely all by myself. Sometimes I think God hides, and we don't want to look for God because we're just too busy or too afraid. God must feel terribly lonely then. Where would you look for God? Wow. Interesting.